Hello to the TUC meeting, 16th of September. We have the standard agenda and we will get an update from the CF on Kubernetes working group. Thank you, Georg and Daniel, for joining. First item on the agenda is to check on the action items from last week. So the first one was about the AI RFC to get the attention from the community, whether they have additional feedback on that or not.
Yeah, I didn't do that, but I'll do it now.
I forgot also. Okay, I will just translate them to the other one. It has been resolved regarding the GPG key regeneration. I saw in Slack at least positive messages that it has been.
I heard some complaints that with the CLI installation due to this expired key, but I don't understand yet what's happening, what are the installed scripts, are they using the updated key? The key is itself, if you download it and look into it with GPG, is renewed. And it's valid until 26, so that looks good.
Okay, but yeah, it has been regenerated. Maybe there's another issue with that.
Maybe it's publishing stuff, or I don't know how those people use it from Debian repositories. I don't know.
Yeah. We had also a conversation about cuts in the cost-saving channel. So Chris put
Yeah, Shot was out all last week. I was hoping to get that done before last week, but he's back, I think, as of today. So really hoping that we can get basically all that needs to happen now. We have the billing account set up. We just need to move all of the, I think, 14 Cloud Foundry GCP projects over to that billing account. And I would hope that that doesn't take too long. So hopefully in the next day or two, that'll be done. And as soon as that is, then we can start a conversation about exactly how many or how much CUDs to buy, and like on what durations. So I expect to be able to come back this week and we can get that going and hopefully actually get these things purchased by next week and start saving a lot of money.
Thank you. Another question was in that direction about AWS, Azure. Is it possible to have everything in one place for monitoring, like the costs for the?
I don't know. I'm relatively new to Azure actually. So I've got things set up for a few projects now. As of right now, our expenses there are, tens of dollars a month. So the cost is not really a factor at this point. But yeah, I'd be happy um, to work on that with someone. And AWS definitely needs a cleanup. Those costs are nowhere near GCP's, but I would that is on my to-do list for this year to get those kind of like in a more I don't know, less haphazard administrative state.
Yeah, but yeah, we can first approach GCP and then we can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there was a question, Ruben, you had about.
Yeah, that was about CLAs and like when they expire, and for example, especially about the Pivotal/Broadcom or Pivotal VMware Broadcom CLA. Like I know it's still based off like I think a Pivotal GitHub organization. So I was
Right.
wondering, like, do these things eventually expire naturally, and then we're gonna revisit how it's set up, or what's
They don't
how
really
does it-
have an expiration, and I don't think they're really like the acquisition aspect of things. I don't know if that's really, but I don't exactly know how that works. But we should probably revisit this. Like at this point, um, I I don't know. Has Broadcom signed a separate CLA since the acquisition of VMware? I assume the VMware acquisition is CLA is still legally valid. At this point, Pivotal, like, yeah, we probably shouldn't be using a Pivotal just GitHub org for that. But I'll look into this. I saw your message a few days ago, and I'll dig into this sometime soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I think Pivotal might even still exist as a legal entity, just as a wholly owned subsidiary of a wholly owned subsidiary
Right.
of et cetera, et cetera.
In which case,
And
it's
like,
fine.
I mean,
Just messy.
the GitHub org still exists, and like they're named after companies that have now been subsumed, but like they are still valid GitHub organizations that are still owned by, at this point, Broadcom. And I mean, at the scale we're operating with, it seems unlikely that it's going to be acquired again because there's not big enough companies out there.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah. Okay, then we can continue with the update. So I will stop sharing. And Georgi, you can jump in.
Green. Do you see it? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
thought I was muted. Okay, let me. So yeah, what's new in the CF1K working group? Since last time I checked, we have two releases. One is just a little patch release because Paketo moved from Google Container Registry to Docker Hub, breaking previous releases, so we had to change some stuff around. And then the major release 0.16.0, where we have exciting stuff like we now have support for paging across all list endpoints, or at least most of them, which was a big hole in the V3 API support. And while doing this, we also managed to optimize filtering for list requests by pushing most, if not all, of the filtering code to the server side, leveraging Kubernetes label selectors, which we believed made listing a lot more performant. Although we haven't put the effort to do formal measuring of this. So we had a lot of MISC V3 API compliance improvements. I don't think it makes sense to list them here, but if anyone is interested, the links will lead to the release notes for each release. We had lots of contributions of small things. Speaking about also in 16.0, we now have Kurifi Helm chart available on Artifact Hub, which is, I guess, nice from from PR point of view. So if you guys want, you can star it. I have already done that. We don't have. I think we only have one star. So if someone wants to share a star, we'll be glad. We can also. I think we'll also show this on the CF Day. I will also share that we're on Artifact Hub as verified content. Speaking of contributions, we started working on the application security group's proposal. We have an internal. We have a colleague from SAP who is doing this with us in a contributor kind of way. We're not doing it in the core team, pair programming and so on. We're just taking PRs. We have done like a milestone of stories that the colleague is going to follow. We're just beginning. We also have increased contributor interest in Slack. We have a couple of people we're in contact with. Any9s, they haven't really contributed too much lately, but they're expressing desire to do so, and I think on the CF day we might actually talk in person and see what we can do with them. There is a company called VR Factory, a Brazilian consultancy company. So they told me that they have a full-time employee that is who is going to contribute, but we have not yet defined exactly the scope. I have proposed a couple of small things. I've also proposed epics like custom domain support, and I know that they have some interest in quotas. I don't know if that's why they're moving in this direction, but thought it might be interesting to mention. And I think that's more or less it, really. So what's next? I guess CF Day, something that we're preparing quite heavily right now. In the last couple of weeks, we have a session at CF Day. I hope I see you there. We're going to talk about managed services and cross-play and cloud native stuff. So I think it will be interesting. And when we get back, as I have said in past meetings, we're going to up the priority of the cost saving thing. So far, we have been more or less chasing the warnings from the dashboards, but there are things that we can do, like moving to to cheaper zones that we haven't had the time to do before CF Day. We hope that after we get back, we'll be able to put aside some more time for doing just that. And if we get sort of a budget, like say, if management says we have to drop by 50%, we can also tweak our pipeline. So I hope by then we'll be able to also score some progress in this direction. So yeah, that's about all.
Any questions?
Just a comment. Nice to see some interest in the various things, and nice to see some progress in the project. Thank you so much for all the hard work.
Yeah, you're welcome, as always.
Okay, looks like there are no other questions. And thank you, Georgi and Danaja, for preparing the update.
Sure.
Yeah. If you want, you can stay. We will continue with the agenda.
I'm going to stop the sharing.
Or
now.
do you have, is there anything we can help with? Sorry, I forgot.
I can't think of anything. I guess if we have, we usually approach asynchronous, like for the artifact hub. I think I approached Chris because we needed some account created and sort of things like that. Maybe if I have questions with this contributor with the BR factory thing, if it, but right now nothing in particular. It's not yet defined.
Regarding cost savings, if when you start on that, you can also, we have the guide for cost savings, what makes sense. Yeah.
Yep,
If you have questions.
We have seen it, yeah, yeah.
Okay, then let's continue with the dashboard. First one on the dashboard is about automated working group reporting. Or let me share. Sorry, I forgot to. So we don't have any reviews yet. I've been just looking through the contribution. I was wondering about the rate limits with the user, inactive user stuff. I have some issues with rate limits time to time. Ruben, what was your experience with rate limits when executing this? You say here allows 5,000. I thought it's 1,000 requests per hour.
I didn't write this. This was all vibe coded. This is
Oh,
yes, I don't
no.
know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna write this stuff myself, right? This is vibe coding the vibe coding. So good question.
And I don't know a way to change this rate limit. This is maybe if you have a different.
I didn't, but I did run this code myself, so I'm wondering why I didn't hit those rate limits. Would that then be maybe because the window you're looking at too many? Which working group did you try this on?
No, I didn't try. I was having issues with my inactive user stuff with rate limits. I didn't have a rate limits issue with this.
I see.
I was just wondering about how I can change the rate limits per hour. I think this is not possible. And I'm just wondering about the rate limits. And another issue which I have now with the inactive users, this GraphQL APIs, they got slower and slower on the GitHub side. So I'm giving 50 users to somehow compute batches from 50 users, but this doesn't work anymore. I have to change the automation. So I'm getting 502. So the API, GitHub APIs, I'm not able to answer the queries anymore in the right time. There are timeouts, looks like, which I'm hitting now. I need to adjust that one. And that's why I was just wondering about rate limits and API behavior.
Okay.
And another question.
It does says 5,000 for OAuth apps, but I see. So yeah, I think that's the difference. So if you're an OAuth app, then you can do 5,000, and if you're just using a token, then you can do 1,000.
Yeah.
But I don't think this PR is actually using the OAuth app, so that's just a lie.
And another question, just I couldn't get. So the open code, is it using a model behind to analyze the results, or how it?
Yeah, you can. It can use many models, but it basically uses. So it has many providers that you can pick from, but I'm using it with what's it? The one from GitHub, Copilot. And then through Copilot, you can use many models.
Yeah.
And I think I put the one, so I'm usually using Cloud Sonnet for.
So I didn't see any hint here how to configure the model to use. Maybe it is using just the at SAP, we are not allowed to use open code at the moment. We can use only Quine for stuff like this. I think this is still in validation.
Okay, so I should convert this into a GitHub action that does it. Because GitHub Actions can run open code.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I didn't, that's why I hesitated to try a little bit on my.
I see. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm also like open code is interesting stuff. It works, and I'm currently like I've set up this workstation with Ubuntu, which has nothing else work related on it, just to try out this stuff. because it is kind of scary, like how much it can do. And like when it
Yes.
like derails a bit, it's like, which files are you looking at? So, it has some basic permissions where it tries to stay in the boundaries of the directory where you initiated it, but then it says, you see it go like, oh, access denied, I cannot go behind it. Okay, I will just cat this file and then I can do it. It's like, okay, yeah, no, thanks. So you're actually looking at files outside the directory. So yeah, I'm a big fan of trying to get these things running in containers and stuff to at least have a bit more boundaries around it, or VMs. So, but yeah, that was outside of the scope of this experiment. I'm also happy with us not merging this, right? By the way, it's just like I thought it was a fun experiment, and I thought I'd share what I've done.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea. I just was looking and thinking how all things fit together.
Yeah.
And didn't try because of
I'm happy to do another pass on the actual README to because this is all generated, right? Like it likes to be really verbose about what it's doing and then writing. So I can make a manual edit to actually clean this up, because I don't think there's that many steps.
Yeah.
Do you see meeting preparations? Wow. Okay, yeah. I will go look at that README and go from there.
Maybe I can also try with Quine to do. Okay. Any other question, feedback? Not yet. Okay, then we can continue with the archive. Still waiting for requested changes. So here, branch protection. I requested change. It's not there yet. But most probably, if we have the change, we'll be fine to merge this one, right?
Yeah.
Don't wait until next week because it's blocking automation. Okay. Okay, I can handle this when we have the requested changes. On the RFC side, require AI tooling. So I actually looked through this. I have one question here. Usually I'm starting with AI and then work on the changes and do them like yeah, using AI to help with the beginning. How should we go? So is if we do a contribution and some AI was involved, we have always to say, okay, AI was involved, or
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, like it's kind of like there's no way to really know, right?
yes.
So like it's kind of just on the honor system there. But I mean, I think it's also potentially the working groups can implement policies where like approvers don't have to do the disclosure every time if it's too burdensome to do the disclosure. The primary focus of this is just on uh, external contributions and to help with like triage of what the provenance of those contributions are.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I saw that there is some flexibility in the text about how working groups implement the switches. Yeah, good. So I personally don't have any. I was walking through the RFC and I don't know. Should we wait for the feedback we want to get from people before we start the final comment period?
Yeah, I would leave it a bit open. I mean, at the end
Yes.
of the day, it's the approvers, right, that get faced with the problems, and if they maybe there's some experience already, and then we could bring it in.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. We anyway have an action item to ask for more feedback. On the other RFCs,
I think there's no progress.
yes,
Stack handling especially, but that's due to vacation, so we have to wait a bit longer.
yeah, there is no progress, yes. And here also, about the CLA for concourse, Chris, do you have an update?
Yeah, I'm meeting with Derek in half an hour, and we're going to finish the onboarding here. So this should be all wrapped up hopefully this week. But the contribution agreement is finally signed and done. That was the kind of hurdle that was done last week. So, yep, just about there.
Great. I can close the
Yeah, you can close this.
okay, great. Thanks for the update. And regarding the provider page, Ram, do you have any updates? Oh,
No updates yet. We requested VMware to include some of the details as well. So we're just waiting on those, but a bunch of edits and other things have been made to the page in the meantime. So that's the only update I have.
maybe we'll be CF Day would be some nice event to show.
Hopefully sooner, yeah. But yeah,
if we
that's
have
a good
something, but yeah, it's
I'll shoot for that. Thanks.
and yep. And the next one is on the costs. I've been worked out. Is there anything else you want to discuss? I've been discussing with people from the Biotech from the Biotech area. So we are agreed to have a meeting. Thank you, Ram, for providing the Zoom link. So we will have 25th of September meeting to discuss the current situation with the Buildpacks automation and how to approach the Noble-based stack and Buildpacks. So there are people from NNI interested. Rob will join, and from SAP 2-3 people at the moment. So I just want to have some initial meeting to discuss how things can be organized in that area. Everyone interested is welcome to join. And yeah, anything about CF Day?
We're gonna find the meeting. Not for CFD, but for the Buildpacks meeting.
You cannot find the meeting, or Ruben?
No, for the previous topic. Where can I find that meeting? For the end of the month about Buildpacks.
It is in the TOC channel and also in the
Okay, thank you.
BuildPack Slack channel. The link you can.
Okay, thank you.
And also there is a BuildPack Slack channel. There are discussions. About CFD, anything, any updates?
Looking forward to it. It's coming right up.
We've been discussing about maintainer days. At SAP, at least people seem to be interested to join,
Okay.
even if it's in Frankfurt.
Even if it's in Frankfurt? Okay. I
Yeah.
thought that might be a little far from like the Waldorf offices for like a lunch or something like that. But okay, well let's put something together.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. I mean, I'll defer to the locals on this. I mean, we would just do a lunch in Frankfurt or something like that, and then we could do another boat tour. We could, I don't know. I liked last year with the lunch at the brewery and then the museum, but that particular museum seemed to be fitting for our crew, and I don't think we just need to go to some random museum in Frankfurt necessarily. But let's at the very least we'll plan a lunch, and try and get a head count.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Beyhan, I'll circle around with you on that tomorrow, and we'll try and make some progress.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I also will try to find out how many people will be interested at least from our maintainers.
That'd be great.
Anything else you want to discuss? Okay, then we are done for today. Thank you for your time and see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.